We shouldn't have come to Black Hollow. The locals warned us. Tales of moss that moved, trees that watched. But we laughed it off. Just legends. Eric, Milo, Taryn, and I loaded the truck and drove in anyway. The pines were dense, towering over us like giants in mourning. Everything felt off, too quiet. No birds, no wind, just a heavy breath of the woods around us. I kept checking my phone. No signal. Milo slapped my shoulder. Unplug, Jess. That's the point. I tried to laugh. That night, we sat around a wheat campfire. Shadows stretched long between the trees, and the light didn't reach far. Eric passed his flask, and we swapped ghost stories. Then we heard it, a dragging noise, wet and slow, like something heavy slithering through the undergrowth. Probably a raccoon, Milo muttered. But I saw it, just for a second. A shape, too tall, too thin, slinking behind the trees. Its skin had shimmered green. When we looked again, there was only moss. Wet, moving. By morning, Milo was gone. His sleeping bag was torn open, soaked in thick, sticky green. We called his name until our voices cracked. I found a trail, moss pressed into footprints. It led off the path, curling deeper into the woods. Eric and I followed it. Taryn stayed behind. We found his boot near a fallen log. It was filled with moss, still warm. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out, just silence. The forest pressing like it knew. We tried to leave, but the trails had changed. Everything looped. Taryn broke down, shaking, crying. I held her as long as I could. Then, just before nightfall, he returned. Milo, or something wearing Milo's face. His eyes were glowing, his skin split with vines and lichen. He walked funny, like the forest moved for him. "It's better in the green," he whispered. "Come see." Taryn took a step toward him. I pulled her back. She didn't come with me when I ran. I don't know how many hours I ran. The woods never let me out. I found Eric again, half buried in moss, reaching for something I couldn't see. He looked at me, but didn't seem to know me. "It wants us all," he mumbled, then sank. The trees around us had faces. Taryn's, Milo's. Their mouths moved in sync. "Stay." I looked up and I saw myself, hanging from the canopy, my own face, blank-eyed and smiling. I screamed, but the moss crawled into my mouth, into my lungs. Now I am part of the woods. Now I wait for you. They warned me, though not directly, just whispers on an old hiking forum. Threads long abandoned, mentions of a place in the Appalachians called Black Hollow. No map showed it. No guidebook named it. That only made me want it more. As a photographer drawing forgotten places, the promise of untouched ghost town ruins in dense autumn fog was irresistible. I left early, just after dawn, driving through winding mountain roads until I found a rusted gate where the trail supposedly began. Mist clung low to the forest floor, and the air felt heavier with every step I took. The deeper I went, the quieter it became. No birdsong, no scurrying of small animals, just the crunch of my boots and the hum of my thoughts. After an hour or so, the trail narrowed, twisted oddly, and then disappeared entirely. That's when I saw it. The forest opened slightly to reveal crumbling wooden cabins, half-buried mining carts, and lanterns dangling from skeletal posts. I'd found Black Hollow. I raised my camera to capture it, but something was wrong. Every photo came out black, or worse, warped. The trees seemed to bend in ways that didn't make sense. And the silence. It wasn't just an absence of sound. It felt alive, pressing in on me. Then I saw him. At the edge of the clearing stood a man, deathly pale, motionless. His clothes were old, worn, like a miner from a century ago. I froze. Another figure appeared beside him, and another. They didn't walk. They simply were. Each time I blinked, they were closer, staring with hollow eyes. I tried to move, but the forest betrayed me. The path I'd come from was gone. The trees had shifted, funneled me deeper in. My camera was no longer in my hands. I didn't remember dropping it. That's when the real silence fell. It pressed against me, thick and unnatural. My breath caught in my throat. The warning from that old forum thread came back. If the forest goes quiet, don't move. Don't breathe loud. Don't blink too fast. They see with silence. Something brushed the back of my neck, ice cold like stone. I stood frozen, every muscle locked in place. I could feel them surrounding me now, just beyond sight. Then salvation. A crow cried out, sharp and sudden. The silence cracked. The fog began to lift. I was alone again. I ran. I don't know how I found the Jeep or how long I drove before I felt safe enough to breathe. When I got home, I checked the memory card. Nothing but black, except one photo. It was me, standing in the mist, surrounded by those things, their faces blank but watching. In the bottom corner, buried in digital static, were the words, "Don't come back." I won't, but sometimes in the dead of night, I feel that stillness again, and I know something came back with me.